Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So I have been using the Poco M2 Pro as my primary phone for more than 2 weeks now, and I think this is the right time I should share my views regarding this phone and whether you should buy it or not. This is the Poco M2 Pro review 2 weeks later.
After becoming an independent brand, Poco has taken a different approach. Rather than bringing new products, they were just rebranding the Redmi phones. Since becoming independent, they launched three phones: the Poco X2, the Poco F2 Pro, and the Poco M2 Pro. And all these phones were just a rebranded Redmi phones. Poco M2 Pro is actually the rebranded Redmi Note 9 Pro. It costs same as the Redmi Note 9 Pro and it even supports 33 watt fast charging opposed to the 18 watt in the Note 9 Pro. I mean, who will gonna buy the Redmi Note 9 Pro now? Keeping that aside, I kinda like its symmetrical design. It has a Gorilla Glass 5 at the front and the back with a plastic frame, and it does feel sturdy. But as it's a glass back, it gets smushed quite easily. Hence, putting a case is definitely recommended. Now the buttons on this phone are quite tactile and easy to reach. Also the power button doubles as a fingerprint scanner, and because of that, by default phone gets unlocked just by touching the sensor, which gets quite annoying as index finger unintentionally rests on the sensor while holding the phone or while keeping it somewhere. Thankfully, you get an option for touch to unlock or press to unlock options in settings, which fixes this issue. Now, there are two things I didn't like about the phone's design. One is the camera protrusion, which can be fixed by using a case though. And number two it is its weight. It weighs around 210 grams, which is definitely on the heavier side, so carrying this one around is quite a task. Now the biggest reason for its heavy weight is its massive 5000 mAh battery, and you can easily get a 1 day of battery backup in heavy usage, including 2 to 3 hours of PUBG gaming. Now even if you manage to run out of juice, you can easily charge it up to 50% in around 30 minutes. There's a weird issue I face sometimes. The phone automatically disconnects and connects while charging. This issue is not only with my phone, other users also reported the same on Twitter and Telegram. I will let you know if the problem gets fixed in near future. Now when it comes to display, it has a 6.7-inch IPS LCD Full HD plus 60Hz display with a center hole punch. The display panel itself is of very good quality. There isn't much of a screen bleeding issues, which is quite common to other budget Xiaomi phones. This is the first time I'm using a phone with a center hole punch camera, and it doesn't affect my phone usage. Also, there is an HDR10 support, but for some reason it only works with the YouTube app, though HD streaming is still available with Netflix and Amazon Prime. Now, I do prefer bigger screen phones, but this phone felt way too bigger, and definitely you will struggle to use this phone single-handedly. Moving on to performance, Poco M2 Pro comes with a Snapdragon 720G processor, which is on par with the Snapdragon 730G. There isn't any issues in day-to-day tasks. Phone felt really snappy. I even played lots of PUBG games on this phone, and experience is pretty nice. By default, you get a Smooth Plus Ultra option, which is basically 40 FPS. You can use GFX tools for extreme 60 FPS options, and you will definitely get better PUBG experience at extreme settings. Now the phone do get warm a bit after a long PUBG sessions, but it is definitely not as hot as the phones with G92 processor. Headphone jack is located at the bottom left and it won't interrupt you if you play a 3-finger claw. Also, I didn't expect the haptic feedback of this phone to be this good. Vibration on this one is a lot better than many other phones, even at the higher price range. Now moving on to software, we have the MIUI 11 for Poco. There isn't much ads like we have seen on the Redmi phones, but there were few notifications from Mi Music and Mi Video. MIUI isn't a bad UI as such, it is indeed quite good and has lots of interesting features which is still exclusive to Xiaomi phones. But as per me, I prefer stock UI over MIUI, something like the Oxygen OS or even the Asus Zen UI. Also, there was some privacy issues with the MIUI, but it will most likely to be fixed in the upcoming update as per the company. Also, the wallpaper issue which I faced in the unboxing video is fixed now, and I didn't face that issue anymore with third-party wallpaper app. General stuffs like dual VoLTE, voice over Wi-Fi is working with both Jio and Airtel, and yeah, Air Blaster is still there, which is used for controlling the electronic appliances like TVs and ACs.
Audio output through headphone jack is decent too. Also, the speakers become pretty loud, but sound gets distorted at higher volume.
Camera on this phone is pretty good considering the price it comes at. Stock camera photos comes out to be a little bit oversaturated and the photos tends to be on the warmer side. Same goes with the ultrawide camera. Also, the photos from ultrawide camera also lack details and color looks slightly dull compared to the primary camera. You can fix this by simply installing a Gcam. Gcam photos turns out to be better than the stock camera in most of the situations, especially in low light. I had made a video on Gcam for Poco M2 Pro and I will make sure to drop a link to it in the description section below. There is also a 5 megapixel macro camera and photos from macro are surprisingly very good, at least in comparison to other phones with the 2 megapixel one. Poco M2 Pro is a great phone for the price it comes at. If you are looking for a phone which has a bigger battery with fast charging support, glass build, and even if you want a phone for custom ROMs, then Poco M2 Pro is the one to go. But if your priority is gaming and 90Hz display, Realme 6i will be the better pick. So that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be using this phone as my prime phone for next couple of months, and I'm just waiting for the bootloader to get unlocked so I can switch to custom ROMs. So stay tuned for that. Lots of custom ROM videos for this phone is coming on the channel. Make sure to subscribe. Till then, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys in the next one.